right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Chilly change when it finally feels like autumn, and what that transition brings for the middle of this week.
Plus, Facebook Marketplace. It can have more than mishaps. The I-Team explains the dangers and how to protect both buyers and sellers. But first tonight, a Bill of Rights for the homeless.
Today, 1 in 5 of our school children is unhoused or is housing insecure.
Shelters are at their max. The City Hall homeless encampment keeps growing. The plan to put a roof over their heads. We start tonight with breaking news. Right now, the city of St. Louis telling those living in a growing tent community outside of City Hall to move on. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Aller. Just got this word in. This comes on the same day several city board of aldermen pledged to create more space for the homeless. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski is live near the encampment with the latest. Laura.
Mike and Ann, when we first got here to the tent encampment in front of City Hall tonight, several people told us they had no idea about the city's plans to ask them to move on. They were even suspicious about why we were here, just looking into the issue. Then later on, as the night progressed, we went over to the other side of the encampment and talked with a couple of men who said they were notified about the ask for them to keep moving.
It's ridiculous. There's no words for it, honestly. I can't describe the feeling. People do what they got to do to make it out of here, and hey, I'm happy for them. But as for me and my family, we'll fight to the end. I mean, I don't have anywhere else to go.
We received this information from a city spokesperson saying they are enforcing the park curfew, which does not allow people to be in city parks or areas past 10 o'clock. They say over the last few weeks, there have been roughly 50 police calls for service, 33 EMS calls for services, overdoses, seizures, and other medical emergencies, and fighting amongst the tenants. There's been increasing calls from city employees who say they're being harassed at work, and drug paraphernalia has been found on site. This is happening on the same day members of the Board of Aldermen pledged to help the unhoused with the Unhoused Bill of Rights, and several of them are actually here right now.
It's important that we remove barriers to their existence, which is why we are decriminalizing activities like panhandling and loitering and laying the foundation for safe camping areas, designated spaces for tents that will have mobile showers, toilets, and hand washing stations.
The city says the Department of Human Services has conducted outreach at the site at least 35 times over the past 65 days in an effort to connect the people with permanent housing and other services. More than a dozen apparently have accepted those resources that have been offered so far. That's all according to the city. They say everyone here will be offered shelter again tonight. They say they have space available. While shelters tell us earlier they don't have any room, like St. Peter and Paul Homeless Shelter in Soulard. Now, according to some of the other tenants here at the tent encampment, this is apparently the 3rd or 4th time they've been actually asked to leave, and the other times when 10 p.m. rolled around, nobody came to ask them to leave. And this notice all comes ahead of the visit of top government leaders coming here to discuss the 2024 Democratic National Convention. We haven't seen a whole lot of movement behind me as far as asking people to leave, but we have seen, like I said, city officials showing up. Some of them I've heard have pledged their support for the people who are staying here. Reporting live in downtown, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, Ferguson police are investigating a deadly shooting outside of a fast food restaurant. A man was found shot inside a car outside the Church's Texas Chicken on New Halls Ferry Road just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. He later died at the hospital. Investigators are asking for the public's help in solving this crime. And if you have information, please call Crime Stoppers. The phone number 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, police in Hazelwood are asking for the public's help in solving a deadly shooting at a gas station.
An 18-year-old man was killed when several dozen gunshots rang out at Quick Trip on Lindbergh, just north of 270. Robert Townsend has reaction.
Hazelwood police say a fight between two groups of teenagers first broke out at this QT gas station around 10:30 Saturday night. Moments later, lots of gunshots ripped across the air.
It sounded like somebody emptied a magazine clip. I'd never heard anything like it before.
The shooting happened near Karen Condon's home. Condon snapped cell phone pictures of this car. Its two doors were wide open. Police say they found a wounded 18-year-old Charles Corbin IV in the vehicle next to a gas pump.
I was a little freaked out at the time.
Officers performed CPR on Corbin, but he later died at a hospital. Another person was hurt and is expected to recover.
That was incredibly sad. I mean, that kid was just 18 years old. That was somebody's son and somebody's brother.
Absolutely horrifying.
That's crazy.
Right now, police have not released any more information about the fight or shooting that's rattled neighbors and customers.
You hear about shootings all over lately, so, you know, so it's a matter of time before it starts getting very close home.
So it's very alarming, and I come to this Quick Trip a lot. So, of course, now I'm thinking, like, should I go to a different gas station?
Now, the shooting happened in St. Louis Councilwoman Shalonda Webb's 4th District. In a statement, the 4th District Councilwoman says, quote, "There are no words I can say that will comfort the mother and family through this devastation." Webb also says we have to address guns in the hands of young people, and we have to hold those accountable who commit crime. Hazelwood police are asking anyone with any information to call them. Live in Hazelwood, Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
At least 2 buildings are destroyed after a fire just steps away from the Dupo Police Department. The fire broke out this afternoon off Lindeman Avenue and 3rd Street. Tonight, power is still out in that immediate area. No word on a cause or if anyone was hurt.
Tonight, Mayor Tashara Jones is responding after a 3rd detainee death since August at the St. Louis City Justice Center. Jawan Carter died early Saturday morning after suffering a medical emergency. Terrence Smith died while in custody on September 1st. Back on August 20th, Carlton Bernard died at the CJC 2 days before a violent outbreak that injured a corrections officer. In a statement, Mayor Jones says public health and public safety are intrinsically connected, and we must ensure that our services are responsive to the underlying needs of those in the city's care. The city is currently seeking a new health care provider for the facility. The mayor is calling for the creation of new positions in the Department of Health to oversee medical operations at the jail.
Tonight, local civil rights leaders claim a noose was hung from a tree not far from the GM plant in Wentzville. The NAACP of St. Louis County provided this picture and say striking workers reported it to the FBI. The group's president calls it concerning and questions the claim that it's a rope swing for children. He's waiting for the outcome of the investigation.
We have enough issues going on in our world where we don't need to take on any new divisive racist or anti-Semitism acts. We're not looking for these things to happen. We hope that they would cease totally. So if they find out there's nothing there, good. We're happy to know that.
We've reached out to the FBI, which says it cannot confirm or deny an investigation.
New charges tonight against a former police officer in the Metro East. Justin Gaither pleaded not guilty today to federal civil rights charges. The former officer with Washington Park is accused of assaulting a handcuffed man. The indictment says the man did not pose a threat. Back in April, St. Clair County prosecutors charged Gaither with the assault of a teen with intellectual disabilities. Prosecutors say he hit the 19-year-old in the face and used a stun gun. A former Illinois state trooper who killed 2 girls in a fiery crash is now trying to get his license back. The crash happened in November 2007 on I-64 near Scott Air Force Base. Matt Mitchell was driving 126 miles an hour and using his police laptop when he slammed head-on into a car. 18-year-old Jessica Ewell and her 13-year-old sister Kelly were killed. It was Mitchell's 8th crash. The girl's mother wants to make sure it was his last crash.
No life is worth losing over something that's preventable like this. I don't want anybody else to have to go through what their dad and I and their brother and sister have had to go through, and their friends and family. We suffer, every day. We miss them every day. There's a huge hole.
Mitchell got his license revoked as part of a plea deal. He also served 30 months probation. A hearing is scheduled for November 1st. Mitchell is expected to present an alcohol use and mental health evaluation.
The prisoner who was able to walk out of Mercy South Hospital right here last month now faces new charges for that escape. Prosecutors have also charged Tommy Boyd with unlawful possession of a firearm and stealing. Boyd had been serving time at a prison in Potosi for child sex charges when he got past his guards while being treated at the hospital. The nearly day-long manhunt ended at the Deerberg store in Shrewsbury. A former Lyft driver will be sentenced tomorrow for the kidnapping and rape of a woman who called for a ride home from a bachelorette party. Larry Donald Ward pleaded guilty today. In 2019, he picked up a woman from the Tin Roof Bar in downtown St. Louis. Prosecutors say Ward turned off his rideshare location and assaulted the victim in the back seat while she was intoxicated.
If you have an outstanding parking ticket in the city of St. Louis, you're getting a break. Today, the Treasurer's Office announced parking ticket amnesty. From now until the end of the year, parkers who have tickets that doubled or tripled because they weren't paid on time will only have to pay the original fine for each ticket. This includes unpaid tickets from years ago. The St. Louis Treasurer hopes this will get more people to pay their fines while giving them a break.
We actually don't like giving out tickets, I'll say that. Costs are up. We want to make sure we're giving everyone in the city an opportunity to reduce their financial burden in any way that we can.
Those tickets can be paid online through the end of the year. If you don't take advantage of the amnesty period, new fees will be added starting in January.
For the third time in 3 months, a billion-dollar jackpot is up for grabs. The winning numbers for tonight's Powerball drawing were just announced. They are 12, 26, 27, 43, 47, and the Powerball, 5.
Seller beware.
They're very, very persuasive.
Tonight, the new warning before selling things on Facebook Marketplace. The I-Team reveals new tricks scammers are using to gain access to your account. It's Uncle Charlie's first full day of retirement.
I'm not a very good quitter.
Tonight, sports director Frank Cusimano is throwing Wayno some hardballs about life after baseball.
Mother Nature's tossing a sinker this weekend, as in sinking temperatures, when the coolest air of the fall season is set to arrive.
Facebook has become an online shopping site, and scammers are noticing.
Tonight, the Better Business Bureau tells our I-Team about the dangers of giving out just your phone number. Our Paula Vasan has tips if you're a seller on the site and what you need to know when messaging potential buyers.
Shopping online has always brought security challenges. Now, the Better Business Bureau is warning sellers on Facebook Marketplace about a new scam.
The BBB sent the I-Team these screen grabs from complaints it received in the St. Louis area. It shows an account where someone contacts the seller about buying an item listed. First, they ask to send a cell phone number and then a code to create a Google Voice account. With that code, they can access the seller's Facebook account or create other accounts using your identity, even get access to your personal information. In some cases, it's an automated system. And experts say, while this scam is tricky, there are ways to see through it.
They're very, very persuasive, and if they need you to do it right then, nothing needs to be done right that moment. So if you're feeling pressure, just really take that step back.
The BBB advises when you're selling on Marketplace to keep the conversation on that site and do not exchange phone numbers. Other warning signs include overpayment for an item or requests for advance payment. For the I-Team, Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
If you have a tip for Paula and the 5 on your side I-Team, leave a voice message at 314-444-5231. You can also email her. tips@ksdk.com is the email. All calls and correspondence will be kept confidential. Tonight, a possible major shift in the Catholic Church. Pope Francis has suggested people in same-sex unions could be blessed by Catholic priests. The suggestion was made in a letter to his harshest critics within the Catholic ranks. The pontiff reiterated the Church only recognizes marriage as a union between a man and a woman, but is open to blessing individuals who are in same-sex unions. While addressing the matter back in March, Pope Francis said the Church could not bless sin.
We hope you'll join us Thursday night for our next Race, Listen, Learn, Live special, Fighting Anti-Semitism. It's sponsored by the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum. The hour-long special features a Holocaust survivor story, local efforts to fight anti-Semitism, plus a panel discussion as we search for solutions. It airs Thursday at 7 here on 5 on Your Side, and you can also stream it on 5+. We're about 20 minutes away from new laughs on late night TV. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and Late Night with Seth Meyers are returning tonight with their first new episode since the start of the Hollywood writers' strike that was back in May. Mark Barger shows us what we can expect.
After 5 months away, Jimmy Fallon cannot wait to bring The Tonight Show back.
I'm here so many hours, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. This is my family here, so my other family, so I really missed everybody.
But Fallon says his daughters were more than ready to have Dad out of the house.
Monday, like this Monday? Monday? This morning I told the kids, I go, I'm off, Daddy's going to work today. And they applauded for 3 minutes.
Matthew McConaughey will be Fallon's guest tonight, as well as singer John Mayer, and there is plenty of news to catch up on.
I wish more people were talking about Taylor Swift, and so we're going to make sure that's done tonight.
Following The Tonight Show, Seth Meyers returns with Late Night.
Wally, break out an appropriate number of balloons.
Meyers and his writers are glad to be past a summer without their usual outlet for laughs.
It's wonderful to be back.
Every time a story comes across my news feed that I think of 3 jokes right away, it's so sad to know they're just lost to the ether. So this is going to be very fun.
Tonight, Meyers will catch up.
It's time for a closer look.
With his popular political segment filling the entire hour for the first time.
We all knew that there would have to be a dumping of what had burdened us for the past 5 months. So nobody is upset about the extra writing we're doing tonight.
Plus, there is the simple thrill of being back in the studio.
Just to have an audience response is going to be a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
As normalcy returns to late night TV. Mark Barker, NBC News.
Tonight, a local teacher took a spin on Wheel of Fortune.
I'd like to solve.
Okay.
I'm having the time of my life.
I hope so.
Sean Mickley is a 7th grade social studies teacher at Parkway Southwest Middle School. The father of 4 did not make it to the bonus round, but he is coming home with $5,250 in winnings. Not too bad, yeah.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with that Weather First forecast, and there are cooler temperatures ahead for us, but not for a few days, right?
Yeah,
Scott?
we still have a couple more warm days. Temperatures today well into the 80s around St. Louis. Even tonight, across much of the metro, we're still above 70 degrees. Coming in from St. Louis Lambert, still at 76, and even looking at some of our outlying areas, only down into the 60s. Our average high this time of year is about 75 degrees, well above that. Things are quiet weather-wise, though, across the region. That's down in Arnold under a mainly clear sky. That's the case out at Lambert as well. 76 there. Dew point's 58. The air's fairly dry. 87 and 63. Those numbers way above average. Again, it was dry today. We should change that as we head towards Wednesday night. We'll also change the temperatures here by the end of the week. Overnight lows in town staying well into the 60s. Outlying areas, we may have some spots that get back into the upper 50s, right around 60 degrees. Mainly clear skies. The winds are fairly light tonight. Here's your active weather out to the west. This signals the change for us. Pretty good sized system here with showers and thunderstorms stretching all the way from Texas and New Mexico northbound up into western portions of Kansas and Nebraska. That's the first phase of our changes. The second phase is the really cool air. That's going to slide in with the second phase of the system. So we're still ahead of this whole weather change, which means we're warm again tomorrow. Starting out in the 60s, even if you only start around 60 tomorrow, you quickly warm up. We will see those high clouds rolling in tomorrow afternoon. We're nudging 90 degrees, but staying dry tomorrow. There's your front making inroads across the plains, and by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, it starts sliding in. After sunset Wednesday, the rain chances really start to ramp up, and at least we have good chances for showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder. That'll last into Thursday morning. The first front slides on through as we head through the day on Thursday. The second front, the one that has the really cool air behind it, lining up back to our north and west. This is where you'll really notice the change. Come early Saturday morning and again on Sunday morning, your low temperatures are down into the 40s, maybe even some upper 30s by early Saturday morning. We don't think we have to worry about frost Saturday morning because there'll still be a bit of a breeze. These are the coolest numbers we've seen in St. Louis since the 4th of May. So it'll be quite an adjustment for us. Next couple of days, really warm, including near 90 for your Tuesday afternoon. Your rain chances are really around sunset and into the first half of Thursday. Then after that, it's dry weather, but really cool this weekend. Only in the low 60s for highs on Saturday.
Fall will finally arrive. Scott, thank you. Frank, what's coming up?
The Blues were in action tonight, Ann. A Cardinal player is telling management to fix it, and we're playing hit and run with Adam Wainwright.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
The Blues will start the season in 10 days, and I don't have a clue. One power ranking has them 24th in the league. I want to think the Armstrong-Berube combo will not have them playoffless in back-to-back seasons. We'll see. In Columbus tonight and trailing 4-0 in the second, when Jacob Vrana will end the shutout with that nifty shot. A little later, they get it down low, and Sammy Blais, and he uses the backhand to cut it to 4-2. Torrey Krug played his first game, and on the power play, he assisted on another Vrana goal. Blues lose 5-3. The Cardinals finish up the season with a win and the good feelings of their farewell to Adam Wainwright. But the elephant in the room is that this team lost more games than any Redbird team in the last 33 years. Change has been promised, and catcher Wilson Contreras is ready to see the follow-through.
We're last, and there's some detail to be fixed, or some issues to be fixed. So it's not a secret. Are they going to be fixed? It's out of my control. I know that the people in the front office know what's right and what's wrong with the team, and hopefully they do something to fix those problems.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
City SC will play a rare Wednesday night game in Vancouver. I know they're going to try their hardest in that game, but you've already clinched the West and you played a game on Saturday. I think many of the starters will be getting a break. And I bet one of them will be Klaus, who deserves it. Today, he was named the MLS Player of the Match. On Saturday at City Park, he was scintillating with 2 more goals, both of the spectacular fashion. It's 5 goals in his last 5 games for the man who needs only one name and who carries a lot of respect from his coach.
In his brain, he knows exactly the movements and the moments when's right and when's wrong, and to orchestrate his own personal success, how he takes it inside and then gets a shot off in the same movement, in the same sequence, these are some things you very rarely see. Yeah.
And you rarely see a major league career with 200 wins with the same team. Adam Wainwright is one of 3 Cardinals. And because it was Waino week, we thought it would be a fun time for a hit and run, rapid fire Q&A with no hedging allowed. More nervous pitching or singing?
Singing, no question.
One teammate you would choose in your career to protect your family?
Wilson Contreras.
Your favorite meal at Pappy's would be what with great detail?
Full slab of baby back ribs, sweet potato fries that are smoked, you know, and some chunky applesauce, big old sweet tea.
Your favorite place to play golf in St. Louis?
Well, members of Forest Hills, which is a really nice place, and then Boone Valley is my other favorite.
How would you like to be remembered by these St. Louis fans?
I put my heart on my sleeve out there on the field and left everything I had out there. You know, I tried to be a good person, a good teammate, good friend, and a good Cardinals player through the years. So hopefully I represented the team well, and hopefully they remember me as a guy who helped carry on our great traditions here, and yeah.
And finally, where will the competitive juices be satiated without baseball in your life?
I'll find a way. I'll find a place. I plan on getting very good at golf. Plan on getting very good at tennis. Plan on getting very good at raising kids and husbanding and all that stuff. So I'm never going to stop competing. You know, I race my kids up the stairs every night. You know, so started to lose a little bit lately, but I got to get back on my speed training maybe. But yeah, I'm never going to stop competing.
I don't really know what he has to be good at. I mean, he's already an unbelievable golfer. He won 200 games. We know he's an unbelievable father and a great husband. He's good at everything.
I do like how he said, I'm working my husband in.
And he's going to be a great broadcaster, too.
Absolutely.
All right, Frank, thanks.
It won't be long before you can go driving in a winter wonderland. How you can reserve your spot at a St. Louis holiday tradition.
Well, it still feels like summer outside, but starting tomorrow, you can buy tickets for Winter Wonderland in Tillis Park. The annual holiday light display will be open from November 22nd through December 30th. With the end of carriage rides and walking tours, Saturdays will now be open to vehicles. Online ticket sales begin tomorrow at 10 a.m. And we have a link in the As Seen on TV section at KSDK.com if you need more information. 5 on Your Side is a proud sponsor of Winter Wonderland. And there you have it, 5 on Your Side at 10. An all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
Matthew McConaughey and John Mayer are Jimmy's guests. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.